Okay. Oh my gosh, were you ever fantastic in this movie?
Thank you.
And I have to say, Grandma Lynn, she's got some special coping mechanisms.
You're the first person that's phrased it that way. That's a very positive framing of her problems. Yeah, and certainly the least likely person to save the day, but she does, doesn't she? She holds everybody together when she's barely together.
Really? I mean, what was it like? You know, a glass in one hand, a cigarette in the other? I don't think you ever had anything
No,
on
I
your
tried
hand.
never to speak. That was my whole acting ploy. Tease your hair, wear eyelashes, and never open your mouth without a cigarette and a drink, even in bed.
That's a good secret.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'll think about that. Working on something like this, though, in a serious mode, being a mom, and just, you know, you've got grown-up kids now and everything, but you never stop worrying about them, ever.
No, I think from the time you're born, you don't stop worrying about them. I would have dreams constantly of the weirdest things happening, and I think Truffaut made a film about that. It's just by luck that kids don't fall out windows or swallow car wheels or get picked up in the park. I mean, it's just the scariest thing is that this is such a seemingly safe neighborhood. Her parents are home, putting dinner on the table, and there she goes, and you're going, no, don't do that, don't. And, even though her instinct tells her not to, she does. And so you have to kind of surrender at some point to the fact that you just cannot keep your kids safe.
Yeah, it's very scary. Working with Peter Jackson, man, you've worked with some great directors in your career, that's for sure. But why was he the right guy to take this project?
Well, I think it was an amalgam of Heavenly Creatures and some of the special effects movies. I remember talking to, I've worked with both the guys that were in Heavenly Creatures and when they were really young, and asked them how that experience was. And so I think he had the family sense. He's a family man. He likes a set that's happy. And then he's got this other side that just loves these big, taking on these big problems in a very technical sense. So when I read the book, I wasn't really interested in heaven, I've got to say. I was going forward trying to find out who, if he was going to get caught and what was going to happen to the family. But Pete, he has that kind of extraordinary imagination, and he really did such an elegant and lyrical kind of reprerepresentation of all of that.
Absolutely. 2 words, Saoirse Ronan. Man, that girl.
Yeah.
What was it like to watch her in action?
Well, yeah, I'd met her and her family before when they came into New York. Tim had worked with her on City of Embers, and she's so spirited and so funny and at the same time so fierce, and just seeing the difference in these 2 years of what's happened to her as she's become a young woman and not this little girl anymore, you could see that she's going to take on more and more interesting parts, if there is such a thing. I mean, this is a tour de force, but I mean, she can do anything she wants. I think she's very good with accents, and she loves it. Her parents are very stable and really encouraging, but they haven't pushed her. And when I agreed to do, before I agreed to do it, they sent me her audition tape, which her father had made, and it was really spectacular. And so she's spectacular.
Well, so are you, and I love
you.
Grandma Lynn. Boy, she brought a little bit of smile to my face for a movie
Thanks.
that was hard to watch.
Oh, good. I'm
Thank
glad
you
that was
so
my
much.
job.
Always a pleasure.